Good evening and welcome to Tuesday at Two Lines. We are on the track for just a few minutes. I'm actually running Steve Holzman's GT car from the Eastern Championship. I'm running it in the yellow lane, trying to get the track cleaned off. I've been doing some work prepping for the holiday 6-hour race on Saturday. And Steve, buddy, you might not get this car back. This car is really, really good. So how's everybody this evening? How was your Tuesday? Um, we got a big weekend planned here at Two Lines Speedway. Hope I'm live. It was supposed to automatically come on live. I'll come over and check out the chat here in a second. Should be rotating through the camera angles. Hopefully you guys are getting some decent shots. Oh, and it's starting to, the track's starting to clean up pretty good. If I look at the tires, they're probably filthy. I was climbing all over the table um, the other night, installing some new lights. I don't know if you can tell in the camera shot, but the lighting is much better here at the track now. I replaced a bunch of fluorescents with LED lights, and just visually much better. So I'm in the yellow lane, which is the inner lane. That's the shortest trip around. And this car is running, I got a 6.578 in the yellow lane. And if anybody's been here before, you know that is a quick lap. So, good evening. Welcome. I thought I'd run some laps, trying to get the track clean and see how some cars run. And I just happened to be prepping for a video I'm going to record with Steve Holzman on how to tune his NSR cars. He had a great third place in both classes. So he had a great weekend, weekend he should be proud of. But these cars are good. That GT car is really, really good on my track. A 6.5 in the yellow lane is screaming. I'm not sure that I have a car tuned up that can do that. So welcome. Who all's in the chat? We have 74, 77 on already. Hey, Chris. Hey, Hillbilly. Hey, Mike Big Oak. Hey, Troy. What's up? Mr. Freighter. Jerry. Gosh, we got a big crowd already. Guys, thanks for tuning in. Hopefully you are having a great Tuesday. I got down here about 15 minutes ago. I started, I'm printing some trophies, surprise for those guys that are showing up on Saturday. I've got some cool trophies that I think you guys will have fun with, for all of the teams. So regardless of how you finish, you'll go home with some hardware, participation awards, how it is. But it'll be fun. Hey, Southern Yankee, gotta love a wife who tells you Two Lines is on in 5 minutes. That's awesome. Too funny. Good stuff. So yeah, hey, Marty. I owe Marty congrats on a great game on Saturday. Indiana got a win for the first time since '88. I was a junior in high school the last time Indiana beat Ohio State. But they did it when it counted, so well done. They had a great game plan. We made plenty of mistakes, sort of handed that game to you, but I owe you a greater Sunday the next time you find yourself in Cincinnati. So, yeah, man, congrats. Well done. Hey, Harry. Welcome. Hey, Brandon. HSF. Well, out here taking down my track and cleaning the garage, making room for the new ones. New track? Nice. Who else? Daryl, you can sit in the back of the room. Oh, did I miss Daryl? What did Daryl say? But it's Tuesday. Hey, Hank. And I'm excited to be on. I forget what I wrote in the description. We'll talk a little bit about this holiday race, some of the things that I've done around here in preparation for it. As you can tell, a little different camera angle. I moved everything closer to this wall. And so I've got a really wide shot of what's going on in this room, mainly because I'm going to need this space for pit area. With 12 guys here, it gets a little cramped from a pit space standpoint. So I'm actually going to take this and go a little further that way. And then I'll have a couple tables here, a couple tables in the other room. I basically moved the oval underneath the polycar, so we'll be able to keep the polycar track up and running, so guys will have something to do throughout the day when they're not on the track or marshaling. But this is not a very serious race. This is a fun race, probably as much about just getting together. Greg had to remind me via text tonight. It's as much about just hanging out the track, and slot cars brought all these guys together, right? And there's a lot of guys that won't be here on Saturday, that don't usually run endurance races, but so we'll miss those guys. And the team from Michigan's not making the trip down, so shout out to Mike and James and Corey and Paul. They're not going to make the trip down. I think they're scared to run on plastic. Joking. No, I think they've got, it's near the holidays. It's tough to find a Saturday this close to Christmas, but I appreciate those guys. The doors are going to open at 8. I sent a text out to all of them tonight and said, my wife would appreciate it if you didn't show up at 7:30. So 8 o'clock or after, the door will get unlocked and you'll be able to get in. And we'll do some practicing, and then I think the race is going to start at noon. And the question I have for you guys in the chat is, would you guys be interested in if I kicked on the live stream and streamed the race? It's a 6-hour endurance race. It's a long race. I don't know how much commentary you would get. It wouldn't be like a normal live stream, but it would probably be a rotation through the cameras. Like I opened up the show, and it would be rotating through those, and I would jump on every once in a while, and then we would have other guys jump on, and mainly just be about you guys getting to peek in on all the fun we'll have. I'll set up a couple room mics, so that you can hear what's going on in the room. Pretty easy, and we'll go from there. But only if you guys would be interested. I know it's a busy time, because if not, that's energy that I don't have to expend. But I'm already set up for it, right? So let me know in the chat. What do you think? Is this where you find out how to set up a radio controlled boat? I think you've come knocking at the wrong door, Daryl. Good evening, Ty. DW, okay. Thanks for the clarification. Good to know. Appreciate you. Jayaj Boots. Good evening. I butchered that. I apologize. Thanks for joining. Appreciate you being here. Hey, Slot Tripper. Just airplanes. That's right. Hey, Gladstone. I just go to the races to give the other guys something to pass. Yeah, Troy, that's how I feel like I am too. What's up, Jim Rose? Jim, do you have any holiday races coming up? You guys racing at Motown or anybody's tracks between now and the end of the year? We are quickly. It's December 9th. Tomorrow's the 10th. That means 15 days to Christmas. And we will quickly find ourselves at New Year in 2026. And so this kind of is the next couple of weeks. I've got some guests coming next week. Joe Herreras Carreras. Did I say that right? Sorry, Joe. Joe and Pete are coming from Show Me Slots. And Herreras Carrera. Not in that order, but yeah. They're coming on next week to talk about slot sync. And I won't get into it a lot tonight, but these guys have been developing a way that you can race and not be in the same room. There's a lot of guys who race by themselves in their house. And what they've created is a way to give a measurement of your track, and then it's a handicap system based on lap times and your track length and what type of car it is and things like that. And they've been testing this for months and months and months. And they asked me to be a part of it. I jumped in early, and I've just been kind of listening in. I have not had a lot of time to invest in it. But now that they've opened it up to some more cars other than Carrera cars, I would like to jump back in. But they're going to jump in and tell us everything there is to know about how this works and how you might be able to be a part of it. I think it's awesome. In the days of sim racing, that's what this is becoming. It's not simulated racing on your slot car track, but it is simulated competition as close as you can get it, right? And so you do so many laps, you get a lap time, your fast lap time. It puts it through the math of the algorithm that they've been building, and it calculates a leaderboard based on all those things. I think it's really cool. They will go into it in deep detail next week, so tune in for that if that's something you're interested in. Also next week, I'll go ahead and announce this. Pamela sent me a message, and she has in hand the new Ally Bank NASCAR from Carrera, and she wants to give that away next week. And so tune in to Tuesday at Two Lines around 8:30, I think. We'll jump in with Joe and Pete and talk about theirs, and then we'll interrupt that conversation and let Pamela come on, give us an update of what Super Tires is doing, and then give away some free stuff. So I think that what's really cool about my relationship with Pamela and Todd at Super Tires is they're genuine people, man. And she just reached out and said, I want to give away another car. It was fun the night we gave a bunch of stuff away. And before the end of the year, we've had a great year at Super Tires, and we want to celebrate that. And so she's going to give away some other stuff too, some tire sets for people. But yeah, pretty exciting. And so we're going to give that NASCAR Ally Bank liveried car away, Carrera NASCAR, this next gen. So that's pretty exciting. So join next week, and that'll be for those of you in the chat. That's how you qualify, is just being in the chat. So I'll put a post out this week just to remind people, but we will do that next Tuesday as we kind of wrap up the year end. And I think what I'll probably do is the last show, I think on the 23rd, I will be able to do a live stream. Yeah, we have our Christmas services on the 23rd and 2 on the 24th. I should be done in time to do a live stream on the 23rd, and I'll plan on doing like a year in review and talk about all the things that was 2025. And then that last show the following week, it'll probably be my future cast. Like what do I think is going to happen in 2026, or what am I hoping to see happen? And we can talk about the races coming up and how we're going to prepare for them, and some of the other things that we have coming up. I've got some really exciting announcements for the channel that I can't wait to share. And it's going to be something different. It is a sponsorship. Another company that you are very familiar with reached out, and it's probably not that hard to guess, but I'll wait till they have the ability to jump in. But I'm super excited. We're going to do some collaborating, and what that looks like is I want them to come on Tuesdays and have a segment to talk about new products coming to market, and like whatever. It's really their time, whatever they want to do, and I'm super excited about it. And that partnership is going to be fantastic. And it doesn't change anything else that I've got going on. Pamela and Super Tires, you see it. We're still partnered with them and doing awesome things with them. Pamela sent me some new tires to test, so I'm excited about that. And we're growing. Two Lines is growing and expanding, and I don't know what content looks like for 2026, but I can tell you what we've got on slate. What I'm recording this week. I've already hinted around about it, but Steve Howie, who's been in the chat, Steve likes to build custom networks for DeFalco controllers, and I've been working on this controller shootout video where I'm pitting up all of the controllers that I have access to right now, which I think is 5 controllers. And I'm going to do the pros and cons of each, and what I like about them and what I don't like about them, and to try to help people make good decisions with their money. I'll be honest with you. I'm kind of a tightwad. Some of you guys know that. I don't want to waste my money. So I ask lots of questions, and I research like crazy because I don't want to waste money. And I feel like I've now purchased 3 controllers. I've got one that was kind of donated to the track so that we'd have controllers for people to borrow here. Dusty has a slotted controller, and then we have the MK2 that Rich let me borrow for a few weeks, and I really need to get that reviewed and do some more testing with it. And so Steve Howie is coming on, and we're going to take a deep dive into the DeFalco. So if you're a DeFalco user and you're interested in networks and how those work, we're going to break down. We're going to record this tomorrow night, and it'll probably get released on Saturday. We're going to break down exactly how a controller works, so you have a better understanding of how your controller controls your car and what all of these knobs do. But we're going to jump into ohms and what the network specifically can do, and what the stock network, how it's built. And Steve has written this this white paper, is what I called it. It's a very detailed document that we're going to post out there so that you can refer to that, and this becomes a reference. And so this document's going to be available that explains everything. And then he's going to talk about some custom networks that he's built that have performed really, really well. One for plastic track, and a second that he built for wood track. And they really, really work. My brother Dusty shared this information with him, and he's already built one of the networks, and I think it's the network that he's racing with now. And it's very custom, but I don't think it's complicated to do. So you just got to have an understanding of what you're wanting from your controller. So we're going to deep dive into that. I'm excited about that. The tuning of Steve's cars for the Eastern Championships, we're going to break those down. I think that is an NSR video. It doesn't really matter what race. Steve's a great tuner. We talked about the Scale Auto after the endurance race that won that event, but this one it didn't win the event, but it was on the podium, and I think all those concepts work. So we're going to do a quick video run through of both his GT and his vintage. We're going to try to get that recorded this week as well, so I can get that out. And then the big controller shootout. And so that's some stuff that I'm working on right now on the channel that should be coming out over the next few weeks before the end of the year. But then 2026, I don't know. So if you have some ideas, let me know, and we'll just kind of go from there. But who else is in the chat? Drummer Boy is in the chat. Thanks for Sir Yordles. Thanks for joining. Hey, Craig. Good to have you, man. It was great to see you at the Eastern Nationals. Good stuff. Hey, Greg, and the rest of the weirdos. That's right. Hey, Bradley. What's going on? Mr. Albright, just in time. Hello. I'm always in the wrong place. Once the pup's fence is installed, I'll break down some small track here and build a new track in my huge new basement. So, Chris, obviously you've moved in. Hopefully the new place is great, and I'm excited. Hey, Ernest, thanks for tuning in. Wow. Hey, get right. Driving a bus around downtown Ogden, Utah. I've been to Ogden, Utah. That's awesome. Thanks. Yeah, I upgraded the lighting over the track, and I'm not sure how well it's going to translate here, but it should translate fairly well when we look at these. I need to do some white balancing, but I feel like these shots are so much better than they were before. This one is probably the one I need to do some work on. I probably need to let me see if I can make some adjustments to that one. The image. Let's do auto exposure. I don't know if that improved any. Whoa. Nope. Nope. Hey, that's a little too dark. That's a little better. So yeah, I think that the lighting really is going to help that out. So I'm excited about that. Let's see. Hey, Dickie. I would love to do a breakdown of Dickie's car. His vintage car was fast. Maybe we can make that happen. John Albright looks hooked up. No Marty silicone slide. Yep. So it was pretty obvious that was not my car, John. My cars are loose. I don't know. I just don't know how to tune. I can't seem to get that out of it. If I ever figure that out, I might be halfway decent. Hey, George. Good evening. Running the 3D printer right now, working on these trophies. Hey, Slightly Mad. And we're here. Yeehaw. Thanks for joining. Hey, a new hat for Marty. Little total domination. Who else do we have? Man, I'm way behind. Hey, Mark. Good evening. Hey, Gary. Looks bright and clean. Yep, I'm working on that. Gary is a proud owner of a new C8 NSR. I'm curious, Gary, to find out how you like it once you get it on the track and get some laps and get it tuned up. How many braids? And that car would actually have 2 braids. Yeah, guys. Steve from Slot Car Corner. I hope you enjoyed Saturday's. Or no, it was actually earlier in the week. It was on Thursday, I think. I released the video instead of waiting until Saturday. Steve played a great prank on me. If you watched the live stream of the Eastern Championship, you know the joke that I had some braid issues and felt like I was running on one braid a little bit. and that was the running joke. And Steve leveled up that joke by creating some product, and they're actually on sale for $1 donation in one of your orders if you want to buy Invisibraid and the one. I would recommend getting 2 of the single braid kits, the unibraids. Just have an extra, a spare in your pit box. But I think the biggest thing is the Victory Lane confetti, which oddly enough I'll probably never ever get to use. It'll just stay in my pit box. Thanks, appreciate that. But yeah, great sense of humor. It was great. Steve and Bob, they got me. What's up, UC? Thanks for tuning in. Coach K Royals, good evening. Man, we got, hey, Slot Car Bro. Hey, Michael. What's up? Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. It's coming. We can't stop it. Dusty might have leaked those trophies in the chat. They look awesome. Yeah, Greg said, delete the chat. Or delete the picture. Yeah, good stuff. Josh, wait till you see them. They look cool. They're good stuff. It should be fun. Hey, Bradley, easy on the braid jokes already. That's right. Too funny. Hey, Andy, what's up? Yep, looking forward to seeing you on Saturday. Andy's coming to race. Should be a good time. Steve Holzman. Well, know which car I'll be racing this weekend. Steve, yes. Yeah, you race that thing. It will be tough to keep up with. Dude, 6.5 in the yellow. That would be the track record in yellow with a no magnet car. So yeah. It's probably wise. I know that Greg's probably wanting to run some scale auto cars, but the NSR cars are probably the king on this layout. They're good. They're really good. Dusty Scale Auto was running really good too, though. So they're close. What else? Yeah, it's going well, Steve. Steve, I'm doing the recording with Steve tomorrow night at like 7. And I don't know if you want to just double up and record afterwards. Let me know if that would work with your schedule. If not, we can do it at some other time. And I guess I could always do it without you if it's not going to work in your schedule, but I would rather be able to bounce some questions off of you and let you explain what's going on. Hey, Mark. Hey, Salty. What's up? Never mind the braid count. I want to know how many dots are in the confetti package. Plenty for you, Dickie. There's plenty in there. Good evening, Shotgun Dave. In and out tonight, cooking dinner. Hey, man, thanks for tuning in. I appreciate you. Shout out to Shotgun Dave. Dave has been my sounding board, he and George, with this 3D printing stuff. And I'll show you guys some finished product here. I have finished the 2 Lines slot car tire cleaner. The only thing I haven't done is I need to order the inserts and the screws for the battery cover. So I need to get with Dave to figure out what exactly he designed that for and order the right thing. But this is what we look like. I use copper tape. It's holding up great. I have one on my track that I'm using, and fantastic. I love them. And so I've printed off, what have I got? I've got three of them completed and done. And maybe at the end of the year, we'll give away on the last episode. But I'm super excited. I'm going to print a few more. This is in blue carbon fiber. I wanted blue, and it's the only blue I have. I do have a royal blue now, PLA. But I really like the looks of that. This is a PETG filament. So it's kind of a matte. It's not very shiny, but I think the logo, making the logo bigger and splitting it on the braids looks cool. But, you just, there you go. Clean tires. So yeah, that's what we've got going on with the 3D printer. Hey, Brad, what's up? The NSR Corvette comes tomorrow. Thanks. That's good. That's good. You will enjoy it, man. Hey, John Mark Hall. It's been a while since you've been over to the track. You'll have to come over and run some laps soon. So let's see. Who else do we have? Patrick, your fast laps will get a big, heavy-duty test come Saturday. 6-hour endurance race. It's going to be 15-minute heats or 15-minute stints. It'll be a total of 6 rotations with a minute in between to change lanes, which isn't a lot of time, but it's a small track. It shouldn't be any issues. So that'll keep it moving. So it should take us about, as long as we don't have a bunch of track calls, 6.5 hours. So we should finish up by 7 o'clock, I think, 7 p.m. on Saturday. That's the plan, but it'll get a good workout. HSF, what is this? The Brads have outnumbered the Chris's. That's great. Bunch of guys saying shout outs in the chat. I'm kind of moving forward to see if I've got yep, Ernest, always lots of good people here. Man, good people gather on Tuesday nights. I'm blessed by that. Not gonna lie. Hey guys, I'll be lurking in the background working on some 3D stuff. Terry Mann, good evening. Thanks for joining. Looking for any Corey, Paul, afraid to run on plastic. That was a joke, Dickie. I know those guys aren't on. It was a joke. I think they had family things going on, more important things than driving all the way to Chillicothe, Ohio. But those who do make it to Chillicothe, Ohio, my brother is picking up Krispy Kreme donuts. If you've never had Krispy Kreme donuts, the best. I know every community says that about their donuts. But the best. So if you show up on Saturday, if you're racing on Saturday in the holiday race, you'll get some Krispy Kreme because Dusty's picking them up. But they won't be here until 8 o'clock. Steve W., good evening. Hey, John Tucci. Gazelli. Yes, stream it. Okay. Yeah, we'll probably throw the stream out there. You know, it won't be as organized as because it's going to be a fun race, fun day, but we'll try to have some fun with it. Okay. We'll open the mic up and let Josh do some commentary while he's not racing, and maybe Greg and maybe Dusty and Steve, and I don't know who else ever wants to jump on. I think it'll be good. So you guys will get a variety of commentary, and we'll just let the racing. You just get to be a part of the room more than anything, more than having commentary. How's that? It's very casual. See, I'm scrolling down, skipping ahead. Yep, live stream the race, please. It's always great to see Slot Car Friends on YouTube. Well, Dickie, thanks. I appreciate that. Bradley says, would love to see you go live. All right, there it is. We will be going live. I will put the link out there. Should be around 12 noon. I'll try to be strict with that start time. But we got some guys driving a long way. Rob's coming from Michigan. Daniel's coming from the Canton area, Akron area. So, yeah, that's a pretty good drive to get to Chillicothe to race some toy cars. So we want those guys to get some practice as well. So we've got about 4 hours set aside for practice, which you don't need 4 hours to get good on this layout. About 15 minutes, and you can be pretty good on this layout. So, so we'll see. Chris says stream it. All right, stream it. It is. Stream it. No need to narrate unless you get a minute now and then and want to. Yeah, so I'll run fast laps up in the corner so you guys can see what's going on. Since there's only going to be 4 teams, the leaderboard should be accurate, and we'll get a good taste of what a race with fast laps looks like on the live stream, which I'm really excited about, Patrick. Yeah, good stuff. Yes, great. Andy says, a race because I like it, not because I'm good. I think that's on a t-shirt someplace. Wrong chat, tuning model trains. Shady Dave, good evening. What's up? How are you? I race alone, yeah, with nobody else. Just crank your music, Bradley. I don't know if anybody saw my post today. One of my favorite bands is the Mavericks, and the lead singer Raul Malo passed away. He died of cancer, and it was kind of a bummer this morning. So I've been listening to the Mavericks, and after this live stream, I will go get a couple miles in, walking around downtown. The downtown in Chillicothe is lovely. Over the last 15 or 20 years, it's just been this huge resurgence of small businesses. And about 6 years ago, they started decorating for Christmas, like all out. And our park is just decked out. And so I've been walking in the evenings and walking down through the Christmas lights. And it's just beautiful. It's a great atmosphere. And if you can't not be in a great mood. And so I'm going to go jam to the Mavericks and get some mileage in. Rest in peace, Raul Malo. If you're a Mavericks fan, you know their music. He's got had an amazing voice, and gonna miss that. Willing to learn how to race model trains. Steve, there'll be some roast coffee had on Saturday morning for sure. Steve says, love the hat, TD. Did you just notice that? Thanks, Steve. I figured you might. Marty should stream our holiday race. We'll all hop on and commentate. Sounds good, Josh. That is going to be the plan. So I'll put the link out there so you guys can see it. But what I'll do is I'll set up some microphones around the track that are not in the way, and so that you can hear all of the commentary from the peanut gallery. I think that will be fun. It's like we'll have guys mic'd up, right? Tuesday, 8:30, drummer boy. That's right. We're going to give away one of the new NASCARs from Carrera, which look fantastic. I think they released 2 more liveries, the Ally Bank and the Winchester Bass Pro Shops, I think. Dude, you can't, Chris, you can't find a finer person than Pamela. Every time I talk to her on the phone or on a live stream or in an email, I just get excited about the hobby again, knowing that there's companies out there like Super Tires, like Slot Car Corner, like Cloverleaf, like Professor Motor, like Bruce at Cincy Slots, that they just love the hobby and want to see things happen. It's just, you get so excited about it, right? And you know, I've got a relationship with Marco and Electric Dreams, and you know, they create a lot of excitement in the hobby. I don't know Alan at 132 out in the Pacific Northwest. I would love to get out there at some point. Would be awesome to see his place. He's got a great looking track. I watch the live stream when they race on Saturdays sometimes. But I've not met Alan. So I would, you know, it's been fun getting to meet Oliver and Steve Swatell and Marco and Bruce and Pamela and Mike Stott and all these guys that are, you know, deep in the hobby. Dave Kennedy and then, you know, we got to meet Raul and Massimo and some other YouTube channels with George hung out with him the whole weekend. Area 51, Shotgun Dave. We're going to make it happen 2026. Going to make it happen. We're going to meet in person. Whether I come to California or I sneak over to Missouri when you guys are running the showdown, somehow, some way, we're going to make that happen. I'm counting on it. I was told a bunch of us will be going to Ohio for a race upcoming. I don't care what it is, we're going. Steve, yes, the AMSCO race in April, May. What are the dates? I should have those memorized. In May. Yes. Yeah, that'll be great. So Steve will get a chance to meet up because I will be live streaming that event for the guys. So I'm super excited about that. And that race, we will be using fast laps. So I'm going to be doing some testing of Oliver is kind enough to send me the same timing sensors that he uses on the Scale Auto track. I'm going to install here to do some testing to make sure that Fast Laps works perfectly with that timing system so that we know that we can just fire it up and use it with Oliver's setup. So I'm excited about doing that testing. Oliver sent me a message today, and that gear is on its way. He shipped it out today, and I already have a tracking number for it. And so it'll probably be here on Thursday or Friday. Now, I don't know if I will install it for Saturday's race, but it would be a good test, right? If I could get it installed and test it to where I knew I was confident and it worked. So we'll see. Maybe I create a second light bridge and install it and do some testing, turn the other one off, and then I could swap them out. That might be what I do. We will see. Slot Journal, I didn't have one either. Family room is getting a track. Nice. Bradley is putting a track in the family room. Hey, Vince. Thanks for tuning in. Got a chance to see Vince in Michigan. At least we have the stream on Saturday to keep us entertained until the next weekend or the next week. Yeah, well, we'll do our best. My phone is blowing up. These guys are sending me text messages. On December 23rd, you are wearing your Santa suit. Gary, I need a Santa suit. And I keep on Facebook, they keep sending me these like great looking holiday jackets, but they're on Temu. And I know that what things look like in the picture from Temu and what they look like when they show up are two different things. And if that jacket looked, those Santa Claus jackets, if they looked as good, those holiday jackets, as they do in the picture in person, I'd probably buy one. And if I do have one, I will wear it. I'll tell you what, I will work on getting some kind of holiday suit for that episode. Let's you heard it here. Hey, Doug. They only allow smart race timing, nothing else for Joe and Pete racing you were talking about. Yeah. So yeah, you have to use smart race because it's all digital, right? And that's how they've worked the slot sync out. They will share all of that next week. I'm excited about having those guys on. It'll be fun. It will be fun. I don't know, Steve, the more I think about it, I think I'll ship those cars back to you tomorrow. So that when you get here Saturday, they won't be here, so you can't race with them. Because I'm thinking about how fast that GT car was. Dang. MTD Raceway. Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. I like the Dodge in your picture. That's great. Good stuff. Ian, Marty, can I send you the +1 to add your testing? Ian, yes. You send me the +1, I'll send you my MK15. How's that? And you can test that out, and then we can swap back. Done deal, man. Yep, you just let me know what you need. I'll send you my address, and we'll make that happen. That would be awesome to add to the showdown. The showdown's probably going to be one episode. I'm going to try to keep them short. per controller, so that after the fact, you don't have to sit through an hour-long video. And if you want something specific for a controller, I think I'm gonna release them as individual videos. So right now, since we're talking about that, I have DeFalco DD302. I have a DS PHN1. I have a slotted, whatever that, it's a 2, whatever it is. I have the True Speed MT2, thanks to Rich. I have the MK15. If Ian sends the +1, the DFC02, that's a pretty good shootout. The only thing I would be missing would be like a Third Eye and a Cobra. And maybe I can work on that. I can always add controllers to this shootout. Now, I've already done some videos on controllers. Those videos are very popular. People send me lots of questions about them. And so I think this is content that people are going to appreciate. And I'm going to try to be less about my opinion and more about just the practical. Here's what the controller does. Here's what the knobs do here. And then I'll get to my, my review of like, here are the pros. And I'll do like 5 pros and, 2 cons of each controller, 3 and 3, whatever. So that's the plan. Ian, thank you. And I appreciate that. That's awesome. Josh says, you absolutely can because I said so. Yeah, Josh, I do know you want to try it. I would like to try it as well. You say tightwad, I say frugal. My wife says cheap. Truth, Greg. 100% truth. I'm at the paint stage for my NASCAR convertible in 132nd. DW is working on his showdown cars. I'm trying to decide if I'm going to re-enter my showdown car that I built last year, or if I'm going to build another one. I don't have a model kit for it at this point, so I'm quickly running out of time unless I find some time over the holidays. We'll see. So yeah, I would like to get a handle about how the networks for DeFalco works. Well, Jerry, this video, it's going to tell you everything you need to understand about the networks. The white paper that Steve did is incredible. And if he's in the chat, he said he was going to try to be in the chat tonight. You might ask him some questions, but all of that will happen this week. And I promise that is the video that will get released on Saturday, because I'll probably have to do some editing to it because we don't want it to be too long, but we do want it to have all the information that you guys need, right? And I think, like, for me, I didn't truly understand how ohms worked, right? And then Steve was able to break it down for me to really, like, now I understand, like, ohms and the ohm rating and, like, how that impacts the power delivery through the controller. And it was just eye-opening. It was great information. And I think that for those guys who are interested, this will be a very, very good video. Shady Dave should be very cool. Harry, if I remember correctly, Steve had the fastest lap time in the hardest lane at the NSR Nats. Yes, in that GT car. This GT car is good. I'll run some more laps here in a minute. Chris, it is much brighter over the track. Yeah, man, I installed 4 LED shop lights, and I just feel like it's, I don't know what, let's go 5. I just think that it looks really, really good. And I think it's going to create better content when I record on the track. So I still need to tweak some angles and some of the exposure, because that's still a little overexposed, and a lot of it has to do with the reflection off the track surface, because it's kind of, anyway. Yeah. So it is what it is. But yeah, it does look brighter. What else do we have? Yeah, Dickie, it's one of the things I really needed to improve about the track. The basement is a little dark. I mean, you can see the walls. It's all this old stone work. And so, and the wood is real dark in the ceiling. So it is kind of dark. Now it's not. So that was what I was trying to accomplish. Man, that was like looking at a whole parking lot of white cars. Mark says the track views look great. Thanks. I think so too. I'm happy about them. Hey, Marty and everyone, I'm in the house. Jason, thanks. Jason, I need to send you a white kit, dude. We talked about that a long time ago. I've got one white kit. I really need to pick up a slotted white kit. I'll try to make that happen over Christmas and get it to you about it. And then like there's no timeline. I don't need it for anything. But you do such great paint work. I think it would be awesome to have. Maybe I just send you the body. What about that? Having a controller that features curve adjustments, see Karstein and Third Eye as examples, is essentially the same as swapping out networks. Exactly. Yeah, the MK15, John, that's what it has rather than a network. It has a curve adjustment. I know the Karstein and the Third Eye, two other controllers it would be great to get a hold of. I'd rather not buy them. I've got enough controllers. But I've got a couple people, obviously, that are letting me borrow so I can do these reviews. And I think it'll be great to have all that in one location. So I ordered 34-foot LEDs for our track construction. Nice. Sam's Club has their shop lights on sale. I may go pick up before Saturday. I may pick up a couple more so I can add light to this area here, and then maybe over the polycar track. Because I do still have the polycar track, I was able to not disassemble it, and so the guys will have that to play on in between their stints if they would like. I know most of the guys will be watching the racing, but if they're tuning and working on cars, they'll be able to run some cars on the polycar track. I think that would be fun. You look good. You lost some weight. Good to see you and chat. Slot Car Heaven. I have. I rewatched one of my videos today thanks to somebody had one of Dickie's friends that he races with wanted the plan to my last layout that I had here that had the crossover. And that was a fun layout. And I still had the plan, so I sent it to him today, and he had sent me a link. This is the layout I was looking at, and I watched that video, and I was like, "Oh dang, that wasn't that long ago, and I could really see my face is a little skinnier right now. So hopefully I can keep it that way, especially with the holidays. It's a lot of sweets around. That's my weakness sometimes. John, the MK15 also has a curve setting, but that one is on and off. Yeah, it is on and off. What else do we have? I should make some products. Well, See, my plan was probably with this stuff. Shotgun Dave really designed that for me. I didn't design it. I just kind of told him, I can't figure out how this works. And he would just say, hey, here, I did it. And I'm like, okay, I'm trying to figure out how this works. And he would correct it and fix it. And so this is version 7.1, and I think we got it. And so maybe I'll make those available. Maybe I'll make the print file available. I want to talk to Shotgun Dave about that. Maybe 3A3D prints them and they make them available if guys are interested in them. But man, I feel like it would be handy just to be able to throw in your pit box, right? Probably would be good to have a switch to turn it on and off. But with the copper tape, I don't know. You're probably fine. We'll see. But then, like I've got the I've got some setup blocks that we've printed that I feel like look great. But I really wanted something I could give away. That's really what I was after with the 3D printing. I don't hear my 3D printer. Oh, there we go. I'm skipping through just some of the banter. We need some 14 karat gold braid. Sorry, I can only provide a unibraid, 14 karat gold, just one, not two. Laid back 81100. Hello, new here, learning about the hobby. Well, laid back, thanks for being here. We're glad you're in the chat. Feel free to ask questions. This chat is great about answering people's questions. We love it when somebody new shows up because we like to share knowledge and we like to answer questions. And you've got a lot of opinions in the chat, but I will tell you that they're all kind. And they really all want to help, and that's the beauty of Tuesday nights here. So welcome. We hang out here every Tuesday at 8 p.m. or 95% of the Tuesday nights at 8 p.m. And I thought I was going to probably take off Christmas Adam, and then the week after, but I don't think I will. I think the schedule is going to allow me to be able to do that. Now, there might be some racing going on in the background, but I think it'll be fine. Yep, you are in the right place. What's up, Eric? Thanks for joining. And we got a big crew tonight. Right at 100 people. I think we were... wait until the new cars I have hit the track at Marty's this weekend. Are we going with Josh's teams that he put together? That's what I'm curious to know if that's what we're locked into. How do Thunderslot Can-Am cars compare to NSR cars on your layout? John, that is a great question. I love Thunderslot cars. I make no bones about that. They are some of my favorite cars. And I will say that the NSR cars are right there with the Thunderslots. All of my Thunderslot cars are so easy to drive fast. They're well planted on the track. They get good grip. But they're right there. So my Thunderslots run like 6.7s, 6.6s and 6.7s on this track, and with very little tuning. And my NSRs are more like 6.8s, just right there. But they're just a touch quicker. A Thunderslot would be a great car to run on this track on Saturday, for sure. But yeah, they perform great. Thanks, Chris. I appreciate that. Thanks, John. We got 60 likes. We're up to 60. Tells me I'm still a little behind. Steve Howie. Hey, Greg, your cars may survive since I'm not able to race with you this weekend, but you will miss valuable crash data. Steve is the one that I'm working with, and he's going to tell us all things slot car DeFalco networks. So I'm excited about having that conversation with him tomorrow night. Just 33 minutes shy of the 48 minutes we do at Michigan 24. Let's see. I'm here, but like you said, Marty, going to slot car room to keep working on it while listening. Yeah, man. Thanks for tuning in. Waiting for bated breath, buddy. Krispy Kreme. So, Mark, the Krispy Kreme in Chillicothe is with a C. And the story is that two brothers started making donuts. They had a falling out, and one went south and started Krispy Kreme with a K, and the other one stayed here in Chillicothe with Krispy Kreme with a C. That's what the urban legend is. Both great donuts. Forget the Krispy Kreme donuts. I want Cooper's Reserve Barrel Bourbon. There you go. Donuts. We have Dixie Cream, and they're pretty good. Nice, hillbilly. Krispy Kreme used to be here in Gulf to Bay. Everyone waited for the light to go. No longer here. Have to buy them boxed at Publix now. The Publix that we always shop at was closed, Greg. The one in Dolphin Village in St. Pete Beach. It still hasn't reopened. Steve, love those donuts. They are good donuts, Steve. Daniel, good evening. Daniel, I think, is making the trip to Chillicothe this weekend. I'll need 40 hours. Yeah, the box ones just aren't the same. Man, when the hot light's on, blasphemy, never too early to drink. Miss taking biweekly trips to see my son and grandson in Chillicothe. That's so cool that you've been here, John. That's really cool. Peanut Gallery. Yep, Dunkin' in New England. That's when my wife got addicted to Dunkin' Donuts coffee. We have a Dunkin' here in Chillicothe. The donuts are just not as good, but people love their coffee for sure. I'm a roast guy. Marty couldn't bleep out all of my wrecks. Yeah, so sad about Raul. Such good music. Sad I got introduced to them just recently by our... Yeah, Daniel, what's sad is I never got to see him live, and I had tickets for him a couple months ago, and with Dwight Yoakam, and had to cancel because his health was not good. He was declining very fast. It's great that it seems this hobby is running strong right now. Hope it always does. Thanks everyone for your inspiration. Yeah, when you think about that, I think that the hobby is in a great place. I think there's plenty of room for advancement and growth, obviously. But I think that we're on a good path. I think there are lots of good people that really want to see it succeed and grow here in the United States, especially in our area. Some of these guys that I've met, I would have never met without slot cars. And they've become, some of these guys I talk to every single day. And my wife can't wrap her mind around the fact that, like, I consider some of these guys my best friends that I've had in my entire life, and all because of the hobby of slot cars. And some of these guys I've never even met in person. and we talk daily, and I feel really close to them and connected through the hobby. And I think because of that, because it's based on relationship, I think that's how this hobby needs to grow. I think the key is making it exciting for young people, and that we include them, and we allow them to prosper, and we allow them to grow, and we allow them to learn, and we share our knowledge, right? It's really what Tuesday night is all about. And here I've rambled on about nothing for the last hour and 5 minutes because of that passion for the hobby. That's it. So, man, I hope you're right. I think that good things are ahead, and the golden age was in the 60s, I think. And I think that we're in the Reformation period, and things are changing for the good. I think that there's just so many people who are, I think they just want to have fun and see the hobby do well. And I think attitudes are changing, and people are having great experiences. And like, I think that's what's cool about what the American Slot Car Organization is wanting to do, is just level up, right? Every time we host an event with Cloverleaf and Professor Motor and Slot Car Corner, they all want to do those at a high level of integrity and organization, and we can always learn from each time and make it better the next time, right? There are always going to be problems and trouble and issues that we have to deal with at all of these events. There's never going to be a perfect event. But if we're not learning and we're making the same mistakes each time, then those will not succeed. But these are people that I've spent enough time with. They're committed to making things better. Oliver and Mike and Steve and Greg and Steve, and we see it everywhere. We really do. Yep, Raul is 60 years old, way too young. What cars are we running? We are. I think the rules allow to be open, and you can run whatever. I think Greg is hoping that they'll do some testing of some cars for the Scale Auto race that the AMSCO is doing, AMSCO. I think he wants to do some testing, so whether it's practice or in the race, whatever happens there. But I think you can run whatever car you want. I don't think it's specific. It's a fun race. It's a fun endurance. It's probably more about eating donuts and making fun of each other as it is about running laps, if that makes sense. Jerry says, I live in Duncan territory. Howie, 8 a.m. is too early, but I can't drink all day unless I start in the morning. Yep, Cuban country band out of Miami Beach, the Mavericks. Fantastic. Some of my favorite. They were my number 2 most listened to band in 2025 based on Apple Music. Let's see. What else do we have? Electric Dreams live stream is the standard to aim for. Lots of well thought out information for viewers. Yeah, John. That's our goal, is to be able to provide what Marco does out there. I think that it's great coverage, and it's a high bar set. And I don't know. I'm not sure if we'll ever get there, but we're gonna do our best. They've set that bar high for us to achieve, but they've proven that it's achievable. John asks if yours is a +1 DFC 02 Pro. Jerry said, Dusty let me use the DeFalco DT302 at Cincy. It was very smooth. Yes. James, I like that idea. Make sure it's cream and crimson. Let's see what else. Need to figure out the USA distribution for the +1. Maybe I can distribute +1. Actually, I've seen a DeFalco on eBay in a price range I may be comfortable with. Hillbilly, can't go wrong with it, man. It's great. I found the DD300 to be a nice upgrade to my vintage Parma 45s. No doubt the 300 doesn't have traction control. I think it's worth the extra money to get the traction control. Just going to put it out there. I'll talk about that in the video, but it's good. I'm in here in the if you have questions about the custom networks for DeFalco's. Yeah, and when we release the white paper, whenever you're ready, that will be a big help for people. The video is going to be great, but I think that is going to be good. Jim DeFalco does sell his controllers on eBay or through a number of great slot car shops here in the U.S. Yeah. You like the close-up of the hairpin? Yeah, that will be fun. Jason, you ever make it to Ohio, buddy? You have to come run on it because it's fun. Simple controller ohms explanation. The lower the ohms, the closer to being an on and off switch. Yep. And at 0 ohms, you're full throttle. I didn't realize that. But that small detail cleared up ohms for me. That's all I needed to know. That was a while back, but that's really, and that may have come from John Albright, actually, when we were talking controllers before I bought my DD302. Marty, no. Your track is a nice setup. Oh, thanks, Gary. I do like my setup. Daryl, why is Josh's car finished? Did you nerf him off the track? I had a curve adjustment on my RC controller. Is it the same in the slot car controllers? Jerry, I would say that it's very similar. Not knowing exactly, but I'm guessing. Send it to me. I'd love to do it. Yeah, the body and all the parts. And I need you to do some 2-line decals. I've got some cool ideas. Okay, cool. I'll make it happen, Jason. I'll work on that in the next week or two. In case of the Karsteins, you have 25 steps available through 4 dip switches. Nice. Dip switches reminds me of the extremely old Pro Zeta speed controller in early 90s RC. Love the speed controller. Robert, good evening, Marty, and everyone else in the chat. Robert, thanks for tuning in. That's why everybody asks if I'm coming or not. Daryl, you show up, we'll throw you on a team. 15-minute heats. You should be able to handle that. Saw some old U-shaped Carrera track clips. Do they work well? The U-shaped, I think that's for the old track system, the older track system. I don't know that they actually work on the new. Hey, Thomas. Thanks for joining. Good evening. Is the whole track on that black carpet? Yes. I have black carpet underneath this track and green carpet. I would do green if I was going to do it over again, but what we made the table out of already had black carpet on it, so we went with black carpet. Daryl says we need a Thunderslot Nationals race. Daryl, I could not agree more. Chris says that the Thunderslots are slightly faster than his NSRs. Have you been able to race everything from HO to 124 Eurosport with your with my Karsteins? They're not cheap, but they are a solid choice. Yeah. Never heard of that controller. It just took me back in memory lane with dip switches. Thunderslot down under, straight out of the box. They rock. Yep, slightly mad. They are great cars. Yes, Greg. Dolphin Village was definitely hit pretty hard, and there's still a lot of the hotels are up and running, and the houses are kind of back in order. But the Dolphin Village, like the grocery store and that mall, are still pretty rough. Our experience with Thunderslot as well on our routed home tracks. We might have a live of our Thunderslot Enduro this Saturday in Australia. Nice. John, enjoy. Have fun. Karstein is the same outfit behind Lapmaster, the software. I'm participating in a Thunderslot Enduro on Saturday. That will be live. That's awesome. Yeah, you guys will be out ahead of us, so we'll be able to watch that before we go live with mine. that I'm hosting. I'll take a look at it, but I have 2 DeFalcos and have an MK coming, but I always like to learn how people approach things differently. I agree. That's what I've really enjoyed about the controller talk. Good night, Shady Dave. Thanks for tuning in. Your rambling is our tidbits of knowledge. Marty, you are fortunate to have your brother close by to participate in the same hobby. Greg, you're right. I agree. We had a great time. He actually stopped by Sunday night for a little bit and helped me get some of this track ready. Thanks, Doug. Thanks for tuning in. My dad always said to shake a hand, look someone in the eye, and engage in conversation. You will learn something from everyone. DW, that is exactly my grandpa, and both of my grandpas were very adamant about that. Good, strong handshake. I do notice that I'm getting older, and I shake hands with older guys. I shook somebody's hand the other day, and I squeezed too hard, and he flinched, and I was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." And he's like, "Well, I just have arthritis." He was a farmer, and I felt awful, but good firm handshake. Look somebody in the eye. I'm right there with you. It's very alive and growing. The young guns coming through the ranks. Yeah, and I think we see it in Europe. A lot of young drivers over there that are fast. Colt is one of those young guns. Glad he's in the hobby, having fun, enjoying it. Hope you're doing well, Colt. Mad, does it look like they are changing the streaming requirements down under listening to UZ? Yeah, I'm not sure about that. One thing at a time. I drove for 20 plus years with no brakes. It's hard for young kids to get into the hobby with the prices of these new controllers. You can always borrow a controller, Andy. I've a couple no brakes. Yeah, no under 16 can have a YouTube account or any social network. Wow. Andrew, the high-end expensive controller is just needed for high-end competition, not needed for home racing. I would agree, John. That DD302 is a very reasonably priced controller. Seems like the black carpet will dampen the sound and keep the track more sturdy. It does keep the track quieter. And it keeps the track together, and I think because it's got some grip. So, Jerry, we'll see you, man. Thanks for tuning in tonight. Yeah, not talking about home racing. Gotcha. Yeah, you're right, Andy. I'm only an hour north of Chillicothe. So you're in Columbus? Do you race anywhere locally in Columbus? Yep, you are close. Yeah. Let me know. That's awesome. You're close to Freighter. Waiting on the IROC Porsches. Yeah, they look pretty good. Yeah, you cannot go wrong with any of the Scale Auto GT cars. I think they are pretty good. Good night. Hey, Marty, missed you. I finally found some time to get back to watching your lives. Hope you're well. Hey, I'm glad you're here, man. Thanks for tuning in. Yep. I know, life's busy. You can't always, hey, Hub. What's up, Shane? Hope you're doing well, man. Good to hear from you. And hope things are good your way. So yeah, I caught up with the chat at 9:20. So let's run Steve's car a little bit. So I will throw this over on Auto Direct. I will catch up in just a minute. on the chat if there are any questions. I'm running the yellow lane. I'm using my first prototype of the tire cleaner. And this is Steve's GT car in a dirty track. .6897 right off the bat. That is a great time. Yeah, this is a good car. And I can tell the tires are dirty. So let's give them a little cleaning. Oh yeah, they're filthy. And here we go. .7059. Oh. Probably do a little tire cleaning here. Some tape. Let's see if we can get back in the sixes. .6618. 670. 6713. This car is locked in. 6773. A little squirrely on that one. 70 on that. Very impressed with this car, Steve. You will be very happy with it on Saturday. Just he's got some tape on the pod. Looks like he's using scale auto screws in the back of the pod. NSR brass on the front. Maybe that might be a slotted. I know Steve does like to experiment with lots of things on the car. So this is his GT car. That's this is good. So let's compare that to Steve. I hope you don't mind I'm running your cars. This is his vintage car. This is a 908. Now let's see what kind of lap times we can get with it. Oh, it's not quite as locked down right off the bat. I was used to that C8. I would say that I don't know. I got to figure out the braking on that. It's a little different motor. So that was a 7.1 in the vintage car. I'll show these on screen before we say goodnight. So you can see them. Steve did an awesome job with the paint schemes on these. They're really, really good. Okay. This car is way different than the Corvette from a braking standpoint. A little adjustment on the brake here. There we go. Wow. That car is jumping out of the slot on that seam. I'm going to have to flatten that out before Saturday. There we go. 6.9s. Yeah, 6.9 and 6.95. So let's take a look at these. And then we'll wrap things up. How did the footage look, guys? Let me know. Hey, Ryan. See, Ryan's in the house. Jan is in the house. Here towards the end. A little late. So here's Steve's vintage with the TD, as you can see. Great fade going on. Great looking 908. And then really like the C8. Great looking liveries. Little sneak peek of what's going on underneath on the chassis. So what I may try to do is copy a little bit of what Steve's got going on. But I don't want to spoil the video, so we'll break into the car on the video. I don't think I will open it up though. Steve, I don't think you want me touching the screws because the thing's performing fantastic on my track. Let's see if there's anything that I missed. Yeah, Ryan, thanks for tuning in, man. Better late than never. Hopefully you were running some slot cars, highway slot cars. Got a short coming out for the Thunder Slot Enduro this Saturday, hence why I haven't been on. Yeah, no worries, Highway. No worries. Highway. I think you won one of the 3A3D setup blocks that we gave away a month or so ago. Now that I think about it, I know that I'd have to send it to you over at Australia, but let me know, and I will get it boxed up and shipped to you. If you can send me an email with your address, so we'll get it over to you. Yeah, man. Glad you tuned in. Thanks, Ryan. Ryan, question: have you been to your local commercial track lately? I know you were checking that out every once in a while. Hopefully, you still get a chance. Marty, might think about setting your cam switch delays a little longer. Seems that they're about 5 seconds, which makes it possible to miss seeing a car, maybe 7 seconds. Well, I made the. I'm glad you said that, Mark, because I was set at 7, and I felt like, man, it was not changing. I'll tell you what, I'll go run some laps again. We can take a look and see if that actually is the right. Thanks for doing that. You're right. At 5, a car might not be able to keep up with the camera changes, right? I also have a buddy close by with a huge Carrera track over 130 feet. Mine's 94 feet, 4-lane. Just your home track. Okay. Cool. Well, it's funny. You're running laps, going great. Change cars, not so much. Change brands, and forget about it. Footage looked good. Okay. The camera switching is very cool. Great pictures too. Thanks, John. Thanks, Vince. Yeah, I want to make sure that it looks good for the live stream on Saturday. I will slow down the track. Agreed, a longer delay would be good for the live stream race. Okay. So I changed it to 7 seconds. Before I sign off, I'm going to go run a few more laps and see if that works. And I'll be right back. Let's start it up here. So yeah, let me know. I'll try to pay attention here. Clean the tires. And let's see where we at. So that should be the full track shot. Should be pretty good. Ooh, getting a little loose. Yeah. See, it's hard for me to drive and watch the cameras at the same time to see how the footage is. See, we're on the wide shot, and then that's down there. See the car there, see the car through that turn. Okay, well, 7 seconds looks like it's probably the right amount of time. It's not too long. I'll go back and watch this footage so I can see. And I'm probably going to move a couple of the cameras. I don't want them to be in the way of marshaling. So that's the one thing I'm dealing with right now, is I've got a couple cameras that are pretty close, pretty tight to the track like that. And I don't want them to be in the way. So let me see these last few comments. Yeah, Chris makes it down every once in a while. Thanks, Marty. I'll get in touch with you. It's been a crazy month setting up for this enduro. Yeah, no worries, man. But yeah, Highway, I announced it, and I think you had just bailed off right after I announced the winners. And then I couldn't remember who the winners were. And as soon as you jumped in, I was like, hey, Highway was one of the winners. So I'll remind Steve Highway that you need his address when I race this Saturday enduro. Yeah. Thanks, John. Appreciate that. The T5guy@gmail.com is my email address. It's in the channel description. Send me an email. Ninko 1969, greetings, sir. Does the polycar track you use make a click-clack sound? It will make a click-clack sound if you're running too deep of a guide. Then it just tells you need to sand a little bit of the guide. My NSR guides don't seem to do that, but some of my deeper wood guides will clack a little bit. I get that on this track every once in a while too. So, but it's easy to fix. John says, you think I could go 10? I'll play around with it, John, and I'll go back and watch. I'll record at different intervals, and then I'll go back and watch it and see what I like. Yeah, 10 just felt a little long. I don't know. Mark, that's better. Okay, awesome. Well, guys, I'm going to wrap things up. It's 9:34. I don't want to keep it too long. We went way late. Remember, tune in next week. We'll be giving away a car. So shout out to Super Tires. Thank you so much for being a channel sponsor. And then maybe next week we'll get a chance to announce the new channel sponsor that we have. That will be in conjunction with Super Tires. It's not that Super Tires is dropping me. They're still a great supporter of the channel, but we're adding an additional sponsor or two. Who knows? If that you would like to sponsor the channel, let me know. I'm pretty easy to work with. I just like having people that I can say I'm partnering with. I'm not an expensive. I'm not asking for money or anything like that. I just want to partner with good people. That's the key. So you want to partner up on something? That's great. I appreciate you tuning in, guys. Make sure that I've said goodnight to everybody, and thanks for tuning in. This has been a great show. And as always, go have some fun racing. We'll see you on Saturday for the 6-hour endurance race. Those guys running the Thunderslot endurance, have a blast, man. Have fun racing.